Hey guys, so here I'm going to be talking about 10 depression myths and debunking them. So the first myth is that depression is a weakness. It is in fact not a weakness. A weakness would imply that depression would be a personality trait, which it is not. It is a psychological disorder that can have biological effects. So depression is not a weakness. Another myth is that depression is just sadness, and the reason that that's a myth is because a lot of people will say, oh, I'm depressed, when in reality they're just sad. Everyone experiences sadness, but depression is more intense than just sad. Depression is feeling worthless and empty and numb of any emotion. It's like seeing your entire world through a gray lens. Another myth is that only women get depressed. Now that I've said that depression is a psychological disorder, that should also imply that it can happen to any human. Actually, out of everyone who's depressed, 30.6% of them are men. While some of the signs differ, most of them do overlap with each other. So no, women are not the only ones who can get depressed. Another myth is that if your family member has depression, then you will also have depression. While depression is a hereditary thing, it is not that clear cut. If you get the depression gene, awful, but your environment may not trigger it, so you may not experience depression. Another myth is that medication is the only way to treat depression. That is not true in the slightest. A psychologist will usually recommend cognitive behavioral therapy, which is where you go and you talk to someone about your problem. Sometimes that's enough, and if it's not, then they may suggest trying medication, but medication is not the only way by far to treat depression or really any illness at that. Another one is that a traumatic event may cause depression. While a traumatic event can cause periods of sadness and emptiness, someone with depression experiences it for a longer time. So that by far is not the only thing that can cause depression at all. The one is that depression isn't a big deal. Depression is a big deal because it can cause others to pull away from loved ones and from social activities. And it can affect them greatly if not treated at all. So yeah, depression is a pretty big deal. If left untreated for long enough, it can lead to someone committing suicide, and that's a big deal. So depression is a big deal. Another one is that, oh, everyone experiences depression the same way. That's not true. There are numerous symptoms, and not everyone experiences all the same symptoms. Someone may be depressed and they can't see the point to getting out of bed, while maybe for somebody else the symptom is that they don't want to eat anymore. No one experiences depression the same way. It's different for everyone, but there are a few common factors that you seem to see in most people. Another one is that dealing with depression is part of normal life. Depression is not normal. It's a disorder, which means that it's not common. It's not normal to experience. So that's just not true in any way. The one is that depression is all in your head. Depression is not all in your head. While it is a psychological disorder, it has biological effects and social effects. It is not just all in your head. It is a real thing that is actually happening. And hopefully now you guys understand depression better and you can recognize the signs.